You feel this nervousness on the phone there?
Sir, I've been trying to make an urgent phone call up there.
Well, I don't think it's something I want to do on an overseas phone.
You gotta make some phone calls. Hang up the phone. Prank caller. Prank caller.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Packernet After Dark. This is the call-in show with the Packernet Podcast Network. If you'd like to call in, if you'd like to participate in the show, please feel free to do so. The phone number here is 608-501-0718. New callers go directly to the front of the line. I'm scrolling, and I'm not seeing any new callers. So, you've all failed me. So we're done. I'm just kidding, man. Let's get started. We got a lot to get through, a lot of calls. So, make sure everything's good. And Mr. Jared, the Uber driver, a.k.a. Durr Trader, what's going on?
Hey, Ryan, it's Jared, the Uber driver from Texas. Hey, Packernet Nation. That was tough. Jordan Love didn't have it in him today. Maybe all the MVP, all that talk, I don't think it really got in his head. I think those just didn't go our way today. I mean, we should have had 2 or 3 picks ourselves. They were in Kenny, Sean Nixon, and Valentine's hands, I think, like in their hands. And they got some really lucky passes in. I mean, real lucky. Let's hope that Christian Watson is all right, because it didn't seem like it was. It seemed like he can move after the play. He seemed to be able to move his arms at least, and that's where the injury was. Hopefully he'll be out. Hopefully he won't be out, but maybe not too much out. Of course, I'm sure we'll hear after the game. And then hopefully Micah Parsons, I know people can walk off of an ACL tear, but I don't know. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's just some sort of knee contusion thing. I don't know. I'm not going to listen to any of the doctors online yet, but hopefully they can recover quickly from that. We can just make a run. Big game next week in Chicago. We'll figure it out. We're typically in the Matt LaFleur area pretty good after a loss. So let's win this North, baby. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, that's the only seeming good news here is Watson. And you're right, when he went to the sideline, he was standing there. It looked like he was ready to come back in. But I'm guessing the particular kind of pain that he was having, they thought, you know what, we better go make sure. At least that's the way it sounds. And they sent him to the hospital, and everything seemed to be fine. No guarantees he's playing this week. We really, really need him this week. Fortunately, as we'll mention shortly or briefly tomorrow, Golden had a very good day via PFF, his best day of the season. We need him. We need everybody, man. It's all hands on deck to step up here, because it's not going to be easy. I mean, none of this is easy. Even the easy games aren't easy, as we learned this year. Bears are playing better. I think some of it was the Browns playing a historically bad team, but I mean, Caleb looked freaking lights out. And I don't expect an easy fight from the Baltimore Ravens. And right now, the way the Vikings are playing, I mean, if there was 10 more games in the season, I don't know that they don't make the playoffs. I don't know what they're doing over there. But I had to run my mouth like, I kind of hope they win at this point. I mean, they're so bad, and they're freaking blowing people out. I don't know what's going on in the world, but you're right. And that's kind of part of the message tomorrow is everything sucks, but everything's not over. And we got more work to do. So get back on the freaking horse here. Okay, that was an accidental call, but we'll hear from Chris from Alabama in a minute. I guess he wasn't ready to talk yet.
Oh, Ryan, pal from Madison. Well, mercifully that game ended. I didn't care about the outcome anymore.
I know.
Just get that damn game over with before we lose more players. And then, of course, Reed goes down. I don't know what's going on there, but, just end that godforsaken game immediately. And the thing is, Denver tried their damnedest to give us that game, too. If we had half a freaking team out there right now, we would have obliged them. Oh, goodness. Well, I'm of 2 minds right now, and I wish I knew what you probably know when you're listening to this, because, so much depends on what the news is from the medical staff. I have no idea about Watson. I mean, if it is a chest injury, I don't know, cracked rib, I have no idea. Parsons, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I messed up my MCL one time. That kind of looked like an MCL injury to me as opposed to an ACL injury, but you probably know. I guess there's a non-zero chance that he has an MCL sprain, in which case maybe you're looking at a month. If it's a full ACL, that's about as bad of a thing as you could have as an organization outside of the quarterback, I guess. And then Zach Tom, I haven't heard a peep about his knee. And then I see Evan Williams has a knee, and then whatever just happened to Reed. So, dude, it's a rough one. And I've heard a lot of people, well, what about 2010? Bro, in 2010, we had Clifton, we had Tauscher, we had Balaga, we had Wells. We had an offensive line. You got to have an offensive line. We got nothing. So, if this team's going to do anything, at a minimum, you need Tom and probably Watson back. Because, I mean, last year we basically had the same team that we squared off defensively against the Eagles. And I think had our offense been rolling, we could have made a deep run. But, you know, you don't have your closer on defense, so I guess it's going to depend on what's going on with him. But they have got to get protection. And if they don't have Tom, man, you saw him just eat the second half of that game. Now, to be fair, it's not really fair at all to think of the coaching staff of making those magnitude of adjustments during the game. Of course, you're going to be shaken. So we'll see what they can do scheme-wise, but the whole season now rests on the news from the doctors because there are injuries you can't absorb. You know what I mean? So good luck, brother. Boy, oh boy, we'll be praying.
Yeah, and unfortunately it was confirmed to be ACL, so he's going to be down. He had posted something, essentially, I mean, obviously he has no idea, but he's hoping his return is going to end up being, what did he say, September, I think. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I tend to think that's ambitious and probably not, but, you know, we'll see. If there's any chance the team would even let him on the field at that point, let's just say whatever the earliest timeline is, I think a guy like Micah Parsons, above just about anybody else, would be capable of pulling that off. But need him to get back to full health, obviously, because that's pretty important for a guy like Micah to be able to, you know, push off and twist and turn and do all the things. I know there's a ton of doom and gloomers out there. And this is another thing I forgot to mention for tomorrow's podcast. We'll probably do it in 2 days. But, you know, kind of addressing that issue, which is he just done now? Is he just bad? He's washed up and no good at football anymore. I have an answer, but, you know, I'll do my due diligence and look into it a little bit to give a, you know, rather than just a reactive answer and a more thought-out answer, I guess. All right, Chris from Alabama.
What's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama. Well, game is over. And unfortunately, the game went exactly how I thought it was going to go. It was going to be dip and tuck the whole game, and somebody's team had to make a play at the end when they needed to make a play. Unfortunately, the team that made the plays at the end was not the Green Bay Packers. 9-4-1, we're 7th seed at the moment, with a rematch looming with the Chicago Bears. I'm not really worried because I really feel like we're going to be the Bears again in Chicago. So, Detroit lost, which was a plus.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking like they're going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
I know it's not a guarantee, but I'm saying that right now the loss did not
hurt them.
Help they cause none, but man, bro, that was tough, man. They made the plays and we didn't. That's how I feel. But we lost that one. But we can't sit here and boo-hoo and sob over it because we got to play the Bears again for the division. Once again, same scenario we was in last week, we in this week. Let's go out here and beat the Bears like we should. And we right back where we was a couple of weeks ago. We lost it. It is what it is. Let's go handle our business. And we'll be all right. And we'll be right back where we need to be, man. That was tough. But we're going to be good, though. Go Pack, go, man. We're going to be all right, man. Next week this time, we're going to be talking about back on the NFC North, and we done swept the Bears. We good, man. Heads held high. We Gucci. We're going to go out, handle our business against these sorry Bears, and we're going to be right back where we need to be, man. Go Pack, go, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah, I mean, the way that everything is kind of set up, especially with the Lions losing, I mean, the Packers right now have a 91% chance of making the playoffs. Interestingly enough, the Bears have better odds of winning the division. The Packers have better odds of getting into the playoffs. Presumably, there's tiebreaker stuff involved there. My biggest thought would be that the scenario would be the tiebreaker we have over the Lions that the Bears don't. So, for example, if the Packers win the division, the Bears have a greater chance of missing the playoffs than the Packers do. It's marginal. It's 91%. They're at 85%. The Lions, by the way, 25% to make the playoffs, 5% to win the division. And the reason why the Packers are in such a good position is that there's 3 wildcard spots. The Seahawks and 49ers essentially have solidified the top 2, so there's 1 remaining. 1 is going to go to the winner of the NFC North, so we don't need to worry about that. So the question is, even if you don't win the NFC North, who's going to overtake you? The Lions are the biggest threat at 8-6. But remember, they are essentially 2 games behind us because even if they get to 9 wins, even if they catch up to us, we have the tiebreaker. So they would need to be at 10 wins. They would need to win 2 games with us winning 0. They would need to win 3 games if we win even just 1 game remaining. That's kind of the massive hurdle that they're looking at right now. The next best team that could possibly overtake us, really potentially the only team actually, is the Panthers at 7-7. So really getting into the playoffs comes down to not getting passed by the Lions and Panthers. Obviously, if you win the division, you automatically punch your ticket. Other than that, everybody else is basically, and the Cardinals are out, the Falcons are out, the Saints are out, the Commanders are out, the Giants are out, the Cowboys are basically out. They have a less than 1% chance to get in. So, aside from the people that have basically everything locked up, Eagles, but they're going to be in their own division. I should say the Buccaneers or the Panthers. The Buccaneers have a 76% chance of getting it over the Panthers, so I'm just assuming, but they have the same record. Whatever. Either the Buccaneers or the Panthers. And again, this is assuming we don't win the division. So if we assume the Bears are there, who are we competing with? It's really the Lions. So the Lions losing was real big. Because if they were sitting at 8-6, they're only, if they were sitting at 9-5 right now, they're only a game behind us. We lose to the Bears, they win. Now we're on the outside looking in. And remember, the best thing that we have going for us is the fact that the Lions and Bears play each other. One of those 2 teams has to lose. If we assume that it's going to be the Bears, that sucks because the Lions might run the table. They might beat the Steelers, the Vikings, and the Bears. The good news is that means the Bears are going to drop a game. So if we win this game, we essentially have secured the division. If the Bears beat the Lions, there's a lower chance we're going to win the division, but a higher chance, borderline, it's a lock that we will be in the playoffs. which is why, again, we're at like a 91% chance to get in the postseason. The specific path that would need to happen, which would in part be the Packers completely fall apart and lose probably the rest of their games, or let's call it 2 of 3, with other things happening. But we'll play around with this a little bit more in a couple days, some of the specific scenarios as we get down to it. But why don't we take a break, and we'll be back with Beer, Cheese, Benny.
I'm just sick, Ryan. I'm absolutely sick. I can't believe it. You know, going in this game, I thought we could do it. And even in halftime, I thought, we're okay. You know, it's not the greatest, but second half back, I thought that they would come out and make the adjustments. They didn't do anything, man. Just terrible, man. Terrible tackling. Valentine misses the tackle again. Never learns from his mistakes.
It was a pretty sloppy game on top of everything else that happened. Again, as you get closer to the end of the season and playoff time, you need everybody to step up. Jordan had a down day for sure. We had, inaccurate throws from him, but then again, those inaccurate throws were dropped, whether you want to call them drops or not, because there were difficult catches like the one to Wicks or whatever. Again, that's kind of up in the air, but it becomes that whole thing where he's not throwing super accurate, and then the receivers are not able to make those kinds of catches. And so now we have drop issues. The defense had, I swear, like 5 chances to turn over the ball. They did basically 0. The tackling was rough. You only get a series of opportunities, and we just didn't capitalize on the opportunities. And that ended up being what cost us. But, if I could echo the sentiments of pretty much everyone else, I honestly couldn't give a crap about about losing that game right now, considering how devastating everything else is.
And Watson's done, so that's great. Good job, guys. I mean, seriously, how stupid. I don't even know what to say anymore, man. Because I just know that this team cannot do it, man. I know it. You just watch, guys. Just watch. Just wait. We'll lose to the Bears. Probably play close games with the Ravens, and then shit, who knows about the Vikings? So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you want to say about this. But was not the greatest game plan. And our run blocking was horrible. I mean, not to mention that,
I feel like you and I had very different, everything you've said about this game, for the most part, I feel like I saw the exact opposite. This was the first game I felt like we had really good run blocking. I mean, again, in the second half, maybe not as much, but, overall, I've never seen Josh Jacobs run through wide open holes. This was the only game that I consistently saw that. And again, he had 6 yards per carry. Well, not again. As I mentioned tomorrow, he had 6 yards per carry. It was pretty ridiculous.
Run blocking was horrible, and then we had to pass, and then we, nobody gets open. I don't get what's going on. I don't understand it. Have to watch it back. Have to watch some film. Which I don't even really want to. I'm pretty pissed. But this is bad, man. Not good enough. We're going to have to bring our A game next week because I know the Bears are hungry to get that win.
Yep.
If we beat them, I think we're fine.
Oh, yeah.
But I just don't see it, man. I don't see what this team is trying to do. I really don't. Literally, guys left uncovered. Our corners and safeties are horrible. They're just terrible, man.
They were bad in this game. I don't know about overall. I think they've done a pretty good job this year.
I'm just going to leave it at that, man. It's not good, and it's not good enough, and it can't be good enough unless we make some serious changes, dude. I mean, if you can't be a team like this, how are you going to be a team like that's a playoff team that we just played? You think we're going to do any better when we're actually in the playoffs? Come on. Yeah, right. Don't believe it. I don't believe in this team right now, man. The way we played today. Gotta be better. Go, Pack, go. And we'll see what happens.
Well, yeah, and that's the point, right? I mean, you got to step up. You can't quit. You can't pout and mope and everything else. I mean, that's what happens to, like I talked about before. With you look at the Chiefs, how many times they were down, and just not looking like they were going to do it. Whether that's from the regular season through to the postseason, where it looks like they're a bunch of bums, and then they get better, or halfway through a game you fall apart and you got to pick it back up. Packers, the last time we won a Super Bowl, tons of injuries and everything else. I mean, there's always crap you're going to have to overcome. Nobody's playing dominant all season long. I mean, show me the team that's doing that. Nobody's doing that, especially this year. Occasionally throughout history, I'm sure you can come up with some examples, but it's not usually a thing, especially if we're talking about all the way through to winning the Super Bowl. You're going to have ups and downs, and you can't freaking wallow. You just got to get up and get after it. That's all you can do. I mean, it's bleak, it's dark, it's crappy, but freaking oh well. Like Matt LaFleur was saying, nobody's gonna feel sorry for you. Just do your freaking job.
What's going on, so my firefighter? How y'all doing? I know how y'all doing. You pissed off, mad, sad. Well, Micah Parsons tore his ACL, as we all know. Or more than likely did. So I'm trying to being a realist. Super Bowl chances have dropped dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had this as my Super Bowl of us playing the Broncos. But if that's the case, they will kill us because he was just dotting us up all day. Our secondary,
and again, this was a very unfortunate situation, which has not been uncommon this year. By far, I didn't look, but it's probably the best game he's had in his career. It was certainly the best game he's played all year. He was unbelievably good. He's never been that good before, but he goes up against the Packers and suddenly this guy can't miss. He's throwing freaking lasers all over the place. And I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm really just getting freaking tired of that. I mean, you talk about luck, good Lord. And then the Bears get what? They get garbage Shadur. They get, DVOA saying this was the third worst offensive performance like we've ever seen. What the frick, it just pisses me off, man. Can we ever just get a bad version of a team and they just get a team like on a hot streak? Why didn't they get 400 yards Shadur and we get like a Bo Nix crap game? Like, oh man, he really struggled in this game. I don't know what his problem was. We never ever get that. I'm freaking sick of it.
Oh, Anderson out there, so I'm assuming Williams got hurt or something. But they were just dotting up our secondary. It was terrible. Still, we didn't get as many holding calls as we should when Mike was out there. But I was going to say, hey, people just need to step up. Van Ness back. He need to step up. He was a first-round pick. But the way he playing, I don't feel like that's going to happen. Hobbs, that's stepping up. Valentine, this is like probably his worst game. It started off okay. He almost got the pick six. But Hobbs, he was just, Valentine was getting ate up. Just kind of exposing us what we already knew. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of the season just watching. We're going to have to outscore people. I did it. I'm going to try to focus on some positive too. Like, I appreciate the Golden show, but I did not like that at the end of the day, Watson went out. Golden should have never left the field. Like, they should just kept Golden. Even if he ain't no place, hey, just run out. Just do something. Keep that speed out there. He kept subbing them in. It's kind of like how we always, sub out our good players and put the backup. Like, no, we need to change how we doing that. Golden and Reed need to stay out there all the time.
Yeah.
That just need to happen from here on out. And we just got to outscore people. But I'm being realistic saying I don't know if we can win the Super Bowl without Parsons because we don't got, we can't stop the run like that. And it's just too much. We need it. So, but with that said, I'm looking out for things to improve the team, what we gonna need to do. But right now, I do want to win as many games as possible, only because I don't want to give the Cowboys a better draft pick. And I don't want the Bears to win the division. That's just I got a bet on that, and I can't lose that bet.
Okay.
So we play them again. We just got to outscore, but at the end of the day, Golden needs to play. He proved himself that he can play. He should never come off the field anymore. That's all I want to say about that. Jacobs did a good job. Looked like the O-line did a great job for most of the game, but then collapsed at the end. But it's things, some positives to look at, but I think a good off season we can fix ourselves up for a playoff run next year. All right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like you said. I mean, our odds dropped. I want to give Jeff Hafley and the defenders an opportunity, and this is a main thing that I was talking about tomorrow, which is just the idea that you just take what we had, subtract Micah, and then what you have left is just is what we had, and so I didn't like our defense, especially in that last game. Subtract Micah, and now there's just nothing. Now they're just a garbage defense. That's not really how that works. It's going to be harder to find a way to make the defense good, but we didn't really have a terrible defense last year without him. Let's give Jeff Hafley the opportunity to design a new defense around our guys, around a Micah-less defense, which is going to have to be a completely revamped defense, and let's just see what happens. I know it's you don't feel good about it. I get it. I understand. I'm just saying we don't know what's going to happen. Let's just give them the opportunity to go out and do what they need to do. Whoever's left, I don't even know who's left. I feel like Williams is probably not going to be there. I don't know. Never know, man. Crazy stuff happens. And that goes both ways. I mean, the defense might stiffen up and be fine, and the offense might just fall apart. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen. But we got just a handful of games left before this 2025 season is officially over. Let's let it actually end before we declare it dead. You know what I mean? All right. Go ahead, Craig.
Hey, Ryan. Craig from Indiana following the Denver game. Yeah, what a bummer. I'm sure you've already gotten a lot of calls and probably hear a lot of the same things, but our offensive line just looked horrendous. Jordan was under pressure, it seemed like all day.
Yeah, I think that was one of his worst. I think the stat might have been it was the worst of his career. It was like 56% of his passes were under pressure. Wildly unacceptable.
Just too many drops, too many interceptions we should have had that we dropped. Too many penalties. It was just undisciplined, some bad coaching. The challenge cost us at the end of the game because we didn't have another timeout. So just the second half was just terrible. I think the turning point of the game was McKinney's dropped interception. Because what is it? The next play or the play after that is when Micah gets hurt. I mean, he should have had that ball, and then obviously Micah's not on the field, and it's a whole different game. But several we should have had again, and it just costs us every time we drop them. Then they end up taking advantage. I also said earlier on we were settling for way too many field goals, and it was going to cost us and come back to bite us, which it obviously did. And they weren't doing that hardly at all. They were getting in the end zone. Our secondary was pathetic. Bad game, but the worst, obviously, are the injuries to Watson and Micah. And, a non-contact injury like Micah had does not look good. I'm sure by the time we listen to this, we know what the deal is. But going to need some other guys to step up. But I just don't think we can. I don't think we can get there with this offensive line. It's just, it's too weak. All right. Well, we'll see what happens against the Bears. Take care. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, the focus is on, I don't think we can do it without Micah. I would borderline agree with you. I might be more worried about our offensive line giving up pressures on over 50%. Again, Denver's tough, but that's unacceptable. Ever. As are the 40%, 45% being given up against other teams, including bad pass rushes. I don't know, man. Again, we'll see. You beat the Bears, and we'll have a different conversation. Right now, I don't know that there are a ton of powerhouses outside of the Rams and Seahawks. We'll see. We tend to play well against the Rams. Maybe this is too much to overcome, but that there are crazy stuff happens in the NFL. We weren't supposed to win the Super Bowl the year that we did. That happens to a lot of teams. Let's just let it play. I mean, let me put it this way. Every year we're supposed to win, we don't. So maybe one of these years we're not supposed to win, we do. How about that? We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
Oh yeah, this Omar Fafai calling again. I forgot one of my complaints was that I'm mad Christian Watson got hurt on a bad pass play by Love. Love played an alright game, but just he wasn't open when he threw it. And you got the best cornerback, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. You throw that if your man is open. And he wasn't open. It ain't like he had him by a couple of steps and nothing. It was tight coverage. So, if he didn't throw that, he wouldn't have got hurt. And, we could have still had him out on the field. And he got the turnover. And the turnover, it probably cost us the game right there. So, I just, this kind of we saw, I want to say he had a good game overall. But it's kind of, we got to improve the offensive line. That's what I said. That's what I'm looking at this right now. If I'm talking to the team, yeah, you want them to keep playing hard, not giving up. But basically, we need to spend money for your ACL on the offensive line, a draft. We ain't got a lot, we ain't got a lot of picks. And I don't know how much money we gonna have, but basically, I'm probably gonna let Hobbs go. Cause he didn't he's worth the money. I don't know if we can let him go, if it's going to cost us. I might keep the offensive lineman. I might see if he'll renegotiate. He probably won't. But I think you said when we signed him, Banks, it's more like a 1 year thing. I'll probably see if we can get a contract with another offensive lineman that's better than him and pay him similar and, see if you take that, and if you do, let him go, kind of like how we did with Jacobs and Aaron Jones, and just swap them out. We need a center. We're gonna have Elton back next year. I would still draft a center, even if it's in the 4th round. I got to be super high, but just train him up. Even if he's good, have him be a starter. If move Elton to guard maybe or something. We got to do something. Definitely, I think Inikbare plays well, but I think he should get paid somewhere else because I don't know if we have enough money to pay him. But we gonna need somebody else to play on defense. And like I said, Les Van Ness is gonna do this thing. So I mean, we gotta. It's just kind of sad. I'm trying to just be all excited and stuff, man. Just knowing how I felt hey, this, we could sneak if we just get in there and just outscore people and make them pass, that we can win the game. But without Parsons, man, it's rough. I still not mad at the trade. Still a great trade because, our defense with Penny Clark won't go do nothing for us. So
3 minutes got him. Yeah, I mean, as far as that throw, I didn't see exactly what was happening as he threw it. I know some people on social media were saying he was open if it was a better thrown ball. The ball was massively underthrown was the issue, but you talked about that and then also said the offensive line is the problem. Jordan had said he couldn't step up into the throw, and if you look at it, he gets hit as he's throwing it. So sort of that end of that throw, sort of the max velocity part of the throw got cut off, which caused the ball to be underthrown, which caused the ball to be picked off, which caused our wide receiver to get hurt, all because, again, can't freaking block. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely some work to be done. We'll get into that another time. I'm not worried about that right now. We got a Bears game coming up. I'm not going to sit here and, act like the season's over. We'll look at salary cap stuff and draft picks and all that a little later, but not today.
Hey, it's Drew from Green Bay, and our Super Bowl chances are pretty much over with Parsons going down. I just think we have way too many injuries. We lost Watson too. I don't know if he'll be back, but it's the loss doesn't even really matter that much. I think we'll still get in the playoffs. The Lions lost and all that, but I just don't think we have a real shot. And on one hand, I think we played pretty well for most of the game, and we're just shots back and forth, but on offense anyways. Defense has just been giving up way too many touchdowns. Every time there's a touchdown, it seems like every time there's a score. And we just have too many penalties, and we just play too immaturely. Like against the best teams, you can't be doing that stuff. And it bit us. And then once we got behind, and Jordan Love started falling apart. Man, did he fall apart? Interception, incomplete, balls not even close. Like he basically didn't throw another good ball after that. So I don't know what happened to him, but we're gonna have to regroup and beat the Bears. Make sure, I think the best thing we can hope for is just try to sweep our division, get a moral victory, and it's on to next year. So have a good one. Bye.
Again, guys, I know it's Sunday right after the game for you guys, but I'm not doing the season's over thing. I'm not entertaining that. Yesterday, if I had gotten this call, probably. Today, we're moving on. I'm just not doing it. So, moral victory, season's over stuff. Again, we have, there is, let's say 91% that we get in the playoffs. A very good chance we're in. I understand that we're not going to be the favorites by a long shot, but I also don't want to get hyped up for playoff weekend and have everybody moping about what's the point. I don't care. It doesn't, bro. I mean, I get that it's a devastating Sunday, but if and when that time comes that we're actually in the playoffs, we got to be excited. It's the freaking playoffs, dude. It's the playoffs, and we're here again. So, get it out of your system, because we're not going to keep doing this.
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Chris from Alabama. One more time.
What's up, dude?
Heartbreaking loss, and look like when it rains, it pours, because apparently I'm getting early reports stating that it appears that Micah Parsons may have an ACL tear. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man.
I can feel that. I remember, I don't know if I was talking on the podcast when I got that report, but it was almost the exact same thing. Like, I couldn't get the words out. It just sucks the frickin' wind out of you. To make matters worse, I saw today, I'm not trying to make it overly lame or anything, but I saw today when Micah got that first sack against Detroit. And I just thought that was one of the happiest moments as a Packer fan. You remember the excitement of it, the crowd going crazy, and just how, and I was like, I don't know, that might have been the most excited I was as a Packer fan since Rodgers threw that Hail Mary against Detroit. It was just, there were other exciting things and playoff wins and everything else that were awesome, but just in terms of like, just this euphoric feeling of like everything is different now. Like this is different. And for it to end like this, and again, there's optimism for next year and running it back and everything else, but it just added to the pain seeing that first sack and remembering what that felt like, and it's just like, man, that's freaking brutal, man.
What a big blow, if that's the case. So certain reports, but you know what? I know it's a big blow, but that means that Van Ness and Gary gonna have to both step up in significant roles and play the roles that need to be played,
Mm-hmm.
But I believe that if this is the case, we still can get the job done. It's a significant loss. Don't get me wrong. Everybody knows it, but I still think we can still get the job done.
And, you know, and again, I don't want to pretend like it isn't a massive blow, because it is. And it's not just Micah. There's other people that are injured too. But prior to us trading for Micah, we didn't come into the season saying, what's the point? We're not a playoff team. We're no good. Nobody said that. So why, now that we don't have Micah, are we just not good? I mean, I understand we've seen all season, like, it doesn't feel like we were that good. But again, everything's going to be different. And it was a rough game all across the board. But as I've said 1,000 times, we can't get captured by the moment. We can't look at that Denver game and just say that's what the Packers are. Why? That's not what they were 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago, or 5 weeks ago, or 6 weeks ago. Why is the most recent thing, especially when it's negative, the only thing that's ever going to happen for all eternity? That was Jordan Love's first down game since this whole Toyota-thon thing. What, he's never coming back? And Watson just isn't good anymore, and Golden had his best game, but we're not going to talk about it. And Jaden Reed's back and he looks good, but we're not going to talk about it. Give him the opportunity to figure some stuff out. Maybe it's devastating, and maybe the season's over, and who knows, maybe more injuries are coming. Jordan's going down, and everybody, we're going to lose Jacobs and Watson again for good, and Reed's going down. I don't know what's going to happen, but let's find out. You know what I mean?
It's an obstacle. It's a bump in the road. It's a big bump.
Yeah.
It's a pie hole.
Yeah.
But you gotta get around it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Keep going.
Yeah.
And go ahead and get the job done, man. And I think we can do it, man. It's unfortunate, man. I hope by the time this thing is played, it was just, we were thinking that, and it's not that, but if it is, well, if it ain't, we gotta keep pushing, man. And it's gonna be even more calls to come together and do what we gotta do to try to show our resilience on this team, man. Man, damn, and then Christian Watson, man. Oh my goodness, bro. He was playing so good since he been back. Oh my goodness, bro. Oh man. It's tough, but we gotta stick it out and we gotta do what we gotta do, man. We gotta keep rolling on, man. And we can still do this, man. We can still do this. Go Pack, go. I'll talk to y'all later, man. We still good. We want it, but we still can get the job done. Let's handle our business.
It sucks, but we don't need to think about the Super Bowl today. We just need to think about the Bears. Can we beat the freaking Bears? That's it. You ever seen the movie What About Bob? By the way, I haven't seen that in probably a couple of years now. I need to go back and watch it. It is an unbelievably good movie. One thing at a time.
Baby steps? Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. Baby steps through the office. Baby steps out the door. It works. One little step at a time, and I can do anything. Baby steps out of the office. Baby steps to the hall. Baby steps to the elevator. Yes! Baby step onto the elevator.
Just ignore that last part. Such a good movie. I know sometimes it feels more like this.
Hello, I'm Bob. Would you knock me out, please? Just hit me in the face.
But you just got to do the baby steps, man. Baby steps.
Yo, Ryan, it's your uncle, Rico.
Yo.
Yeah. Arliss, I was listening, actually the game's over, the Packers, Broncos, what time is it? What day is it? It's 8:30-ish at night after the game. Yeah, that didn't go well. Watson and Parsons, not cool. But Arliss called in before the game and said he didn't know we had a rivalry with the Broncos. We definitely have a rivalry with the Broncos. Ever since the Super Bowl against the Broncos, I've hated the Broncos. I want the Broncos to lose every game. I have a rivalry with them. Maybe the general population of Packer fans don't, but Uncle Rico does. He hates the Broncos. Hates them. Sean Elway, that horse face.
Yep.
Hate him.
Got it.
Hate all the Broncos. So, Arliss, get on board, buddy. The game is over. You are now a Broncos hater, bud. I know you feel it. Feel it. All right, then. The Packers, I surely hope that Micah doesn't have what it all looks like he had, which is a season-ending injury. And I'm not sure about Watson. Hopefully he just has a rib bruise or something. I don't know. But I'm frustrated. I was actually a little frustrated last year. Watson went down, and then it was, we don't have the speed anymore. We have Bo Melton. I know he's not Watson, but he's got speed. But we have Matthew Golden, so why don't we have the speed anymore?
I don't know.
Why can't
I don't know the answer to that question.
Fill the speed role? I mean, I don't. I know he's not Watson, and to me, he's a far cry from Watson until he proves different. I was proud of him today. He did well. So, yeah, we have some speed. I'm sure Matthew LaFleur will figure that out. He'll come up with a plan. So, all right, guys. Sorry about the loss. Next week, we're gonna get them Bears. Rico out.
We'll get them next week for sure. All right, folks. I'm gonna pack it in. Pack it up. Pack it in. Song today. I'm feeling all right. Tomorrow I did not. Even though I recorded that earlier, I just needed to be done. But I'm feeling all right. Let's see what happens. I feel like baby steps needs to be a thing. All right, y'all have a good rest of your whatever, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Let's go. Woke up Sunday feeling good, feeling great, feeling wonderful. Yeah. Then I seen the third quarter, man, that was irrecoverable. Yeah. Watson going down, chest injury, stretcher to the tunnel. Parsons grabbing at his knee, non-contact, now we're in trouble. Had it 23-14, we was in control. Certain snatched that interception, then it all went cold. Now I'm sitting on my couch and I don't know what to do. Yeah, yeah. So I'm reading Dr. Marvin, trying to make it through like baby steps. Yeah, yeah. Baby steps, that's all I need today. Baby steps, we gon' make it through. Baby steps through the hurt and the pain. Baby steps, do it all again. Baby steps, baby steps. 9-4-1, we chasing Chicago now. Soldier Field on Saturday, we gotta show up and show out. Parsons forced that fumble though on the very first drive. 2 first-round picks worth, at least he showed us why. But seasons flip on moments that you never could predict. So I breathe in, breathe out, and I'm dealing with it. LaFleur said, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for us. So we rally around each other, put our faith in what we trust. Like baby steps, baby steps, that's all I need today. Baby steps, we gon' make it through. Baby steps through the hurt and the pain. Baby steps, do it all again. Baby steps, baby steps. I feel good, I feel great, I feel wonderful. That's what I say when I'm staring at the ceiling late at night, telling myself that it's gonna be alright. Don't think about the building, just get out the room. Get with the heart when you get there, that's the move. One tiny step, that's a doable goal. Green and gold in my heart and my soul. Let's go. Baby steps, that's all I need today. Baby steps, we gon' make it through. Baby steps through the hurt and the pain. Baby steps, do it all again. Baby steps, baby steps. To the playoffs. Go Pack, go. One game at a time. Baby steps, yes. We gon' make it through.